Do we do Jerry O'Connell and Feld Dog with Graham?
I don't know. I'd actually be curious to hear Graham's Canadian school experience.
Oh, what do they call that up there? They call it primary or secondary school?
Yeah, because we really have to over-explain to Graham the whole
Feld Dog.
O'Connell, Feld Dog, the crossover.
We got
We've
tomorrow.
Been to the concert.
We
buddy.
got Sophie Buttle tomorrow, right?
Yeah, second hour.
First hour we do JOC and Feld Dog.
Yeah.
So that's something to look forward to. A little tease on the Bonfire Sirius XM Facts
Now,
Talk.
here's the fun of it.
Facts Talk
Do we ever
103.
get to those things? Christ only knows.
God only knows.
Christ only knows.
That's Big J. Okerson. I'm Dan Soder. The Jerry O'Connell and Feld Dog, we've seen it. Whoa! We the second it dropped, it was we were alerted. We just need some time to dig in, and Jay's right, explaining context.
It's a lot of context.
A lot of context.
We have a real history. For someone we've never met, we have a real history with Corey Feldman.
Yeah.
Man, we were daydreaming today about him just walking into the studio one day.
Man, if we can get in the studio with Feld
Black
Dog.
Lou proposed doing it Paris Hilton style.
I mean, it worked for Paris Hilton. And
Crank his tunes.
at the end of the fucking interview, she was like, "You guys are way better than I thought you were going to be."
He's doing some show.
Dance towards him.
He's
if it ever happens.
he's doing some show with all the Lost Boys music, I think, now or something.
I don't know, but
Somebody.
we'll figure it out. We're going to get into it tomorrow.
He
Why
doesn't
don't we
have
just
one
touch each
picture-
other or something?
He doesn't have one picture where he's not holding a fake crystal ball in front of him.
I love it, dude. He's a majestic
It's my
man.
favorite.
He's a majestic man. Entering the studio, longtime friend, hilarious. He's got a new special out right now called Live in a Bowling Alley on YouTube. Please welcome to the show. Welcome back to the show, Graham K.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for having me. I don't know why I
Graham.
said everybody.
Yeah, there's a lot of people.
A lot of us here. Jacob's at home.
I guess I mean
Jacob's at home, mending. He's on the mend.
He is on the mend. Graham, welcome. Congrats on the new special.
Thanks.
Live from a bowling alley.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I filmed it in a bowling alley.
Where at?
At the Gutter.
Gutter's great.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Where is it? Is it New York?
It's
Brooklyn.
Yeah.
New York venue. Mm-hmm. Oh,
It's
hell
where
yeah.
they do CYSK, Comedians You Should Know.
Oh, okay.
And very hip, very cool.
Cool room. Great room, too.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a cool room. So it's like a bar, but they have like a bowling alley on one side and like a kind of like, pool and like whatever in the middle. And then in the back they have like a stage area.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you dress it up for the special, or just kind of leave it the way it is?
I dressed it up. I hired a bunch of people did me favors, like people that work for like HBO, and I had like people like the lighting person put some special tube lights in the back, and it looks really cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it doesn't look like a bowling alley. Which
It
is
just
good.
happens to be a bowling alley.
Yeah.
That is fun now though. Where where's comedy is going is some people are like there's more community of people coming together and being like, well, are we gonna build Graham a special or what?
Yeah,
and it's like all these people coming together like saving the, you know what I mean?
You've got to help this lost idiot.
Yeah, I like that
Yeah.
because it used to just be very corporate or whatever. But even the way Jay just filmed his special at Live at Skankfest, people came together that work in the business that were like, hell yeah, I'll fucking work on that. You know?
Yeah, no, it's nice. Yeah, favors. Thank God.
But it's that's what
Yeah.
comedy's like. You see, it's good. It's fun seeing good comics get favors from people that they know to be like, yeah.
It's
film
a
this stuff.
scary. You did it
Are you
yourself.
talking about Jay?
Yeah, specifically.
You self-produced. You self-produced it, and everything, right?
Yeah, I did
so,
everything.
So it's
Yeah.
a scary endeavor. I know I just did it too. So it's a very
Yeah.
I hope this is well received because
you kind of have like a bit more of a following than me. So it's like you have like a whole thing.
well,
you know?
Well,
yeah,
yeah.
Legion of Skanks and stuff
Yeah.
for sure.
But this,
That's
but this
built
I'm
is
in
just
nice.
a guy. Like,
But what's good is
just
you're-
a regular. I'm just
But this is what all of us have to do. It. You have
Yeah.
to go do press runs and get
Yeah.
people to. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and now you have a thing that lives. What I like about the YouTube model, and what I think is great about it, is everyone can see it.
Yeah.
There's no. There's not
100%.
like. I think like. I wish I was able to take like my HBO special and put it on YouTube. I wish I would have been part of the
Yeah.
deal. And now you see Netflix doing that with people.
Yep.
With the few specials they do give out, they're signing these deals where they're like, "Hey, I'll put 30 minutes out on YouTube so you can watch it.
Oh, cool.
And then you can watch the rest on Netflix."
Interesting. I always thought that like Nate Bargatze's getting huge right now. I opened for him and he's
He's not a get it.
Yeah,
he
he's
is
huge.
he is huge.
He's doing arenas.
But I mean like next level arena huge. Like I literally on this last weekend we were doing, I saw the change. The first date, the Thursday.
His big boy voice came in.
He goes, "Hey man, you ever be dating your wife?"
Wow.
He goes,
Okay,
"What?
that's pretty weird.
My wife.
I had no
Whoa,
idea this was going to happen.
Well, how do you do? I'm older Nate Bargatze.
Yeah.
So, but you said you saw the turn. What did you see?
Like the first Thursday was like I think one of his last theater dates, and then it's like
Last theater dates, and me and Jay are like, yeah, fucking,
Yeah, theater dates sound pretty cool.
yeah,
sounds pretty fucking
yeah.
sick.
There's like two
That
levels.
does sound better than 200 people in Orlando in a
I don't
400-seat
know.
room.
I don't think
Can I
so.
tell you right now that does feel better than a half-filled Charlotte Comedy Zone.
I doubt that.
Yeah.
The Charlotte Comedy Zone.
Yeah, but you're seeing like you saw shows because we're all friends with Nate.
Yeah.
We've all been friends with Nate for a long time, but you go on the road with Nate and you've seen the turn from like
Right.
doing one theater show a night to 2 theater shows in
Yeah.
a night to 4 in a weekend.
So we can't fit 4 in a night. There's just these.
That's so
the
fun.
guy
Have you
who
done
works
3?
the ropes can't do it.
Has he done 3?
He's done. Yeah, I think he's done 3 once. No,
That's so
yeah,
crazy. You're
but-
turning around 1,500 people.
yeah, and I guess it's just too much for the guy who like pulls on the curtain.
Yeah.
And so they got to do a bigger venue. Anyway, what I was going to say is that I think that would have happened 5 years earlier had his Comedy Central specials been on YouTube.
Absolutely.
I think
maybe.
that because those are so great, and it's like I think his hour-long Comedy Central special came out during that huge Pacquiao fight that happened like 5 years
No, it
ago,
did. It
where it
abso-
shut down society.
What I loved is that was the most Nate thing.
Yeah.
Because for a while, Nate's caught the break. Like now he's riding the wave. But
Yeah.
for a while, if you were friends with Nate, you always saw him get stopped in a hilarious way.
Yeah.
Where he would do like for instance, he moved to Los Angeles and then he was back here doing sets, and that's when Jimmy Fallon found him out and was like,
Yeah.
well, now you got to come through New York. I'm not going to develop you in LA. You got to develop in New York. So he's living in LA, flying
Yeah.
back to New York all the
Yeah.
time. But then he filmed Part-Time Magic, and the special was incredible. He filmed it at the Gramercy Theater, and it was still when hours on Comedy Central meant something, and it was like building up, and then Comedy Central has a call with Nate, and they go, "We got your air date. It's May 5th." And May 5th was Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao, a fight that had boxing fan. I mean, the whole world was waiting
It
to
was
see.
more than boxing. It was like girls I know who are like aren't into sports were like, "We're going to see that Pacquiao fight."
Pacquiao versus Mayweather, but Nate just having that, you're right. It did.
Yeah.
It was like it was very fun. I
It
remember
was so
I totally
funny,
forgot
and they
about
air
that.
it once. It's not like they.
Well, that's where Jay and I both.
Yeah, the
Jay and
era of
I,
accessibility is important.
yeah, and Jay has an incredible special live at Webster Hall that was also on Comedy Central, and it was like Comedy Central really fucked up getting it out there, like putting stuff out there because they.
We're on Paramount Plus now.
Yeah, but they really believed in like
another
it's a-
person to hate.
But it's a little too little too late kind of thing where
Yeah.
you're like, man, that really could have. They should have put it. I think what Comedy Central should have done at the beginning was put half hours on YouTube. Once they aired the Comedy Central half hours,
Yeah.
Well, they had a whole thing for a while where all the half hours were on Netflix because we used to
remember
watch
it.
them on
Yeah.
Netflix all the time.
Dude.
It was so exciting when that came out. And then they completely wiped and they tried to do CC Direct. So everybody tried to do their own online
Yeah.
programming for a period of time. I mean, CISO, CC Direct, all that shit.
This will
And-
make you laugh. That this weekend, the guy hosting for me, very nice guy named Marvin in Orlando, big fan, very big fan. But 100% of the shows brought me up as from Comedy Central Radio's The Bonfire.
That's great.
And the podcast, you guys all know him. I love him from Legion of Skank.
Just one.
That's always,
just the smell.
I always think that when people, because that happens a lot, and I always think they're going like, that's kind of like a cool ironic title, like a legion of a thing. And it's like,
Yeah.
but that's not what it is.
Yeah.
No.
You're making up this heady response.
It's not.
No, it actually meant like a legion of whores.
Yeah. It's hard to have a full legion with one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, now there's 3
That's
of
a
us.
very yeah.
Yeah, we were talking before you came in here about high school experiences.
We're talking about cheating. That's how what got us into it. Like how kids now must cheat. We had a couple teachers call in and say that it's very like
It's high tech now.
it's high tech. Kids can take pictures of the test, and then there's like apps that'll find it in a fucking textbook and give you the answer. on like actual like math or science questions?
That would way better than what I did when I was in university and
Now, university is high school, correct? In Canada?
Yes, everything is backwards.
Yeah. Okay. So
It is?
university is high school.
Yeah.
It is?
Yes.
I thought university was college still, just called university.
And math class is gymnasium. Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, welcome to the world,
Yeah,
Jason.
dude.
Open your
I've
eyes.
just been woken up.
How did you cheat in high
Every
school?
morning I force on my left shoe onto my right foot.
Shut up,
Yep,
dude.
and I do the other one on the other foot.
What?
How
I
did
go, why am I from Canada? Ow, ow, ow.
I pray to Rick Moranis.
please, honey, shrunk my heart?
Well, it was a national day of mourning when he got punched in the face in New York City.
That should have been. I felt terrible.
Yeah, I wanted to apologize to him myself.
That was the funniest thing we said, though, after that. We go, when you punch, do you think after he hit him, like, he got 10 steps away and he goes, yeah, that was Rick Moranis, wasn't it?
Son of a bitch. I just punched
like that
Little
guy.
Shop of Horrors.
He goes, I just punched the gatekeeper.
Oh, my
Is that
God.
the gatekeeper?
Oh, my God. I just hit Little Giants, man.
What I did in college is
College is...
I know
It's called
College, high school? Is that middle school? What is college?
American University.
American University.
Yeah, the one after
High school.
post-secondary education.
Okay. So
Yeah,
secondary was high school for you.
that's right.
And then university was college.
So
Wait, what?
unnecessarily
Yeah.
confusing.
That's what it is. Sorry to confuse you. High school is called secondary school in Canada. And then college is called university. So you were...
So
yeah.
what's post-secondary?
It's also...
Okay. So I was trying to be clear, and I guess that didn't help.
No.
So we call high school, and then we call
College university.
college university. But if we have college, but that's where you like learn how to like repair a VCR or something.
That's a tech
Gotcha.
school.
Tech
Yeah.
schools.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think they do that anymore. I think they moved on to DVDs.
Yeah. I think so.
Yeah.
DVD repair.
We had ours was called Scrock, and
Yeah.
it was like, where you learned blue collar shit.
Yeah. And they make more money than
What's
me,
DeVry?
who
It's
learned
DeVry
history.
and like, you know, heating, cooling, any kind
Yeah.
of tech. Lincoln Tech.
Shout out HVACs.
A lot of people doing HVAC listen to this show.
Mechanics, hair.
I love it.
This is actually a very good way to cheat if you ever want to cheat. I could not pass. So I took a guitar because I thought it would raise my GPA in college.
Yeah, you're
And
like, you thought it was going to be an easy class.
It was by far my hardest. I'm bad at guitar. It's like
just first day in, it's just some old rocker who's like, here's what we're going to do here. We're going to
This is high school?
And this is at university.
University.
college. Just think of a college like
University. I'm
Yeah,
with you.
yeah.
No, but you're saying college and university are two separate things.
right.
Like,
I'm trying to come to
universities-
your side. I'm just trying to
He's
Things
make
saying
like
college
school.
for us.
Yeah.
He's calling it college for us, but in Canada, it's called university.
I will kill myself right here.
Community
This
college.
is how he trick you,
Do you
dude.
call it university football on Saturdays? I hate this place.
I don't like any of this shit. So you're in post secondary school,
That's right.
and you're taking guitar. And the guy was just like, you have to be really good at guitar.
Well, he was just really good, and other people already people who take guitar. Everyone was doing it who already played guitar, and I was like the only person who was actually a beginner at guitar.
Right.
And also, I'm
Just holding his hands on the neck. And he's like, so I strum.
Then crazy. This is med school, you're saying.
So when you went in there, you're like, I want to learn guitar, and they're like, this is 301.
everyone was super sick. He was incredible. He was like a classical guitar
Can you
player
play?
that people knew
Can you
about.
play now?
No.
You didn't learn it at all.
I only know. I only know E minor. That's all I know.
Well, how did you?
I thought you were going to say a song. I only know the beginning of Hotel California.
I want to know how he fucking cheated. He had Eric Clapton dress up like him.
You air guitar while playing, just made the faces?
They go, there's no way a guy can lie like that.
This is true. In junior high, I passed music class because I had trombone and I didn't know anything. I just copied everyone's arm movements, and I literally went boop, 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 beep, boop, boop, like I sang into the mouthpiece.
Nice.
And I was like a little step behind all the
Damn,
arm
dude.
movements, but they're like, well, he's good. He got
Steven
it.
Scott somewhere shaking. He
C
just got the
minus?
chills.
Yeah.
Steven
He's
Scott
like,
was like,
it was so simple and right in front of me the whole time.
Cheat trombone.
That's the easiest one to cheat.
'cause there
You
was
just match what all those other fucking guys are doing.
there's a group of people trombone.
Yeah.
So, you
so
can say,
guitar class, what do? You just like,
It was-
Angus Young comes in, he's like, oh, my name's Graham K. He just starts doing the strut.
I'd act like it's never tuned. Like, hang on. Doon, doon, doon.
No, I have perfect tuning. This isn't tuned.
You go, is this a Fender? I can't play Fender.
He goes, Mr. K, we've tuned this over and over again. He goes,
It's perfect. He goes,
it's still not right.
No, you don't have what I have.
Is this drop D? Because I'm thinking about shredding on some corn.
I'm just making up the drop.
Do you want me to? You're like talking to him. You go. You just want me to play like anything, or doom? Are we sure this is in key?
Yeah.
Doom.
He goes, I don't know. If
Professor Slash. Does this work?
Are you sure this is a guitar?
Excuse me, Professor DeVille.
Yeah, he goes,
is this
he goes, Professor Nuge, can I ask you a question real quick? Is this shredding or not?
I was hoping to play more of a winged electric guitar. So how did you cheat in guitar?
It was a written test.
Oh man.
So what I did is, and I did this also for like the science credit. I had a history degree and I was bad at science. You need to take one science course. I also did this for guitar. Is that I printed out all of the answers, like to what I thought they would be. Like, you know, you're going to be 1 to 10 things, and so you print out all of the things in like 0.3 font on a laser printer. And
you could also, it's 2 or 4 font works pretty well too.
Whatever it is, and make it long and do it on a white pen, and get a white pen, and then scotch tape it onto your white pen on one side, and when they come by to check, see if you're cheating, you just flip over your pen, and then that side of the pen has no writing on it. And then I bought readers from like Walgreens.
Sure.
And so I could see the writing.
That's crazy.
Oh, you get the magnifying
Did that
glass.
not give you headaches?
Yeah.
Were you like, oh.
Have the old lady chain on? He goes,
Graham, are you all right over there? You go, yes. I'm about to throw
Oh,
up.
power chords, yes.
I'm trying to read this crossword puzzle.
Oh, I do think that.
Power chord.
And got through and
Yeah.
got it.
Yes, yeah, C.
That's all you
C's
need,
get
man.
degrees, baby.
That's right, baby.
That's all you need.
Yeah.
That's all you need to get through. Was your high school a big school spirit? Like school, was everyone very involved in like the school there, or was like I felt very disconnected from school.
No one is involved in Canada.
At all.
Well, they are a little bit, but not like here. Like people are like, UC Santa Barbara, yeah, and then they like hug. It's
But
like
not even. But that's college.
college,
You're saying
high
university.
school,
I'm saying high school, like your high school, like 9th, 10th, 11th.
Because you played sports. You played hockey and football.
I got sent to boot camp, so I hated it, and I hated everyone there.
Boot camp.
Yeah.
For what?
I had obsessive compulsive disorder, and I was too embarrassed to tell my parents that if I didn't touch everything 3 times, I thought my face was going to change into a killer I saw on the TV. That I just told them I was on drugs.
Okay.
And then they were like, drugs are bad, and they sent me to boot camp.
Right, really?
Yeah.
Instead of just going like, I'm a weirdo.
Well, you're like
I'm not on
14.
drugs. I just have to touch things.
Yeah, you're like 14, so you're like, it's too embarrassing. I'd rather drugs are way cooler.
Yeah. It's like, I'll just do some fucking drugs.
I'll just pretend I'm on drugs, and people think I'm a badass, and there's some weirdo who twitches.
And you go to boot camp, and you're with all these kids that have, dare I say, behavioral issues.
Yeah.
Was it just like, I should have just told them I had OCD?
Yeah. They sent me to Saskatchewan. It's like the worst place. It's north of North Dakota. I'm from like a city of 1 million people. Half my live downtown. Half my high school is white, and the others are
Black Lieutenant around that way.
miscellaneous.
He's like, nice.
Yeah.
Half white high school. Okay.
Okay, I'm digging it. And then they sent you to Saskatchewan.
Yeah, which is like exactly what it sounds like. It's just cold. There's nobody
Eskimos.
there. There's like that is like the only non-white
Inuit?
people are Inuit people. Yeah,
Are
and they
you-
hate white people. Our hockey team.
Why? Because we built awesome stuff on their stupid land.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Roller coasters.
Yeah, you're welcome for putting a fucking water park on this ice patch.
Yeah, sorry, is scared of heights.
Yeah.
But maybe we were bringing in some fun shit, you know?
Yeah.
Chief Queasy Balls.
Yeah,
Just because your ancestors are buried here doesn't mean we can't put a roller coaster with.
Yeah, also,
Yeah,
know
we'll
your
move
audience.
We'll move the headstones, but we won't move the bodies.
You're talking to Loves Icy Cones. That's my native name. I love desserts, but runs with funnel cake. So you go to Saskatchewan. Did you get better at hockey because you're like in a cold area? It's just it's all kids that are mean and good at fighting.
I got better at fighting, and then I tore my hip, which is still a problem. I'm getting hip surgery on November 10th.
What are you, the Undertaker?
This is a real question. Have you and Justin Silver ever like talk bonded over these things? You have very similar stories.
Yeah, we
Justin
have,
had
for
the
sure.
same like crazy OCD growing up.
Yeah.
I think he did start fucking around with drugs. Got sent off to one of those schools. He just this weekend went on like a getaway with like the kids from that school, but it was like the same kind of thing like that he had there. Like these
He
kids-
went to like military camp.
A bunch of
not a
twitchy
military.
kids?
It was like a bunch of like bad kids. They just kind of put together and they'd all like, they'd all bond.
We went to continuation school. It's not like OCD school, but it's still like just all the bad
There's
kids
no,
are thrown
there's no
together.
OCD
You're like,
school.
It's so funny.
Yeah,
though.
everyone looks like that magnetic football game. That's their football team.
They go, A-E-I-O-U, A-E-I-O-U, A-E-I-O-U. Okay, now we
I can do
won't
this
die.
137 times.
Christine, it's very funny knowing that you went to alternative high school because I would have, if you would have told me that much earlier in our friendship, that would have explained a lot.
When did you go to
I'm
alternative high school?
I went to Redondo Shores. That was the continuation school at.
What's
everyone-
continuation school?
Continuation school is like when you.
In
when
Canada,
you get-
that's our university.
Oh yeah. Well, you go to continuation school, so you get taken out of the
I think you're a
regular
lawyer
high
in
school,
Canada now.
and you go to like an easier school where it's like part independent study
Yeah.
and like part classes, and then you can
Vokey,
also
for the Tardos.
You can
Gotcha.
also like
Wink,
from
wink.
continuation school go to Scrock, which is where you learn like mechanics,
Yeah.
hairdressing.
I'll tell you right
like,
now,
skills.
They thought Christine was going to be a lesbian building houses.
I went straight from continuation school to beauty school.
yeah,
Send her to Scrock.
yeah, that's what it is.
That's what I did.
The alternative high school kids were always like, when they show up at parties, you'd be like, all right, this is getting dicey.
Yeah, we knew the drug dealers because I went to one in Redondo, and then my friend Emily went to the one Sherry in Torrance. So we knew like the drug dealers from both of the schools.
Pretty good knowledge.
We were hooked up.
Good knowledge to have.
Oh,
Sorry. Almost choked on my own spit.
No problem.
When you came back home, when you came back to Ottawa, were you like
face tattoos.
Were you like a badass?
Scars.
I had nothing to do but work out, and I gained 50 pounds. I was
Pure muscle?
Yeah, I was like 245 pounds.
Jesus Christ.
Yoked.
Just jacked.
I was way bigger than I am now.
Graham's
you
like
just-
a big guy
Yeah.
too.
And
Like
you
fucking
just-
jacked.
I was jacked. People were like scared of me and stuff. It was
Really?
awesome. It was awesome. Yeah.
Did you get ladies being like, I need to tame this Saskatchewan beast?
I like girls who didn't like me. Like I like
hell yeah.
artsy girls. And then I remember I took off my shirt and this girl just started laughing at me. Like it was like my first girlfriend. I took off my shirt for the first time and she was just laughing because I had like a gigantic chest. Like she had been dating like wafy artsy
She was
guys.
just kind
who
of
had,
laughing because
carried
it was like such a
markers.
weird, different thing.
She's like,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, I
was
got
like-
a beefcake.
Yeah, she's like,
That
what
is
the
a
hell?
funny reaction that I surprised doesn't happen more. Girls kind of laughing and goes, man, you care so much.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it was. Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's really what it is when you see a person like, is this all you got? It's got to be all you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause
I
you are-
don't know who I am, so I put it here.
That's so funny. I've never thought about that reaction of someone being like, damn,
Well,
you don't
always
even
think
have
you always
bread.
think,
You
you
don't-
always going to run the hand over. You're picturing over like your Ripley muscles, and you're just kind of like you're barely flexing.
Yeah.
But it's all thing, and you think of someone just taking you're taking it off, and you go, what?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah,
exactly.
Why would you? I bet you'd have. I bet you'd be a little more fun to hang out with if you got rid of 2 of those abs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And dude, you just jack, so you think you're going to take off and she's going to faint, and instead
Yeah.
she's like,
Yeah.
what are you
You
doing?
gotta be like, fuck you laughing at? You gotta threaten her physically?
Yeah.
I'll fucking kick your ass. Keep
Yeah.
laughing.
I'll probably
Yeah.
crush you. I can crush you with that refrigerator.
Yeah. What do you think of that?
Yeah? What do you
And
think of
then-
that, you stupid slut?
So I found her ex-boyfriend and I killed him.
Yeah.
Were there
That'll
people that
teach
you
him.
were there people that you had problems with in Ottawa where you come back and you're like, hey, I went to military school, and they're like, fuck.
Yeah. I always wanted to like do that, like beat up my bully, but I was just too much of like a pussy.
You were too nice.
Yeah. Well, I was not too nice.
You took your shirt off and he laughed at you too?
Yeah.
Ah, the muscles are for
Look at
queers.
stupid K came back muscly.
You muscly queef. Dude, I just remember.
No, it's worse now.
now it's harder to run because your body's all big.
Dude, my friend David was like a big kid. He was like, overweight or whatever. Can fight like a motherfucker because he had older brothers.
Yeah.
And he did a lot of bad shit He did a lot of bad shit. One time he shaved his head. He had a buzzed head. And one time in 7th grade science, he just covered his head in Carmex and the lip balm because he thought it was funny. Like just throughout class, took a girl gave, remember those little things of what are those called?
Carmex.
Carmex.
Yeah.
He just took a thing of Carmex and just put it on his head until he just looked over and David's head was all shiny, and you're like, David, what are you doing? And he's like, he just didn't give a fuck. Same class, he raised his head and he raised his hand and asked our teacher. He goes, "How do mosses fuck?" We were learning about mosses, and they're like, "You gotta get it." Like our teacher flipped out on him.
It's just a giant man with an oily head.
He could, when we were 13, he beat up 2 16-year-olds. Like he could fight.
Jeez.
And then
it's like Mike Tyson would do.
Yeah, his mom sent him to military school.
I killed drug dealers.
Those men were scared of me, and I was just a boy. But he went to military school, and then he came back fucking jacked, and everyone was like, "Oh no!" Except his friends, because now you're like, "All right, David could really fuck some shit up." But that was
his friends like, "Okay, time to hit the showers."
Yes.
Who brought in the beef train? Yeah.
No, is that? Shut up. I'm trying to remember who was the first guy in our group to get a man body. I can't remember anybody.
Dude, I remember
getting a man body in my life. I think I stopped hanging out with teenagers. You know what I mean? Like, and went immediately to like adults.
It was weird seeing my friend's
Because I started
cousin.
comedy at 19, so I didn't see my friends kind of like not be 19.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of jumped to hanging out with like 40-year-olds and shit.
Just sad fucking comics.
I saw someone recently where I hadn't seen them since they were like a boy, like 17, and now they're like 32, and it was just crazy because he looked like his father.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, oh my god, you look like one of the grown-ups now.
My friend from that boot camp, he was a year older than me, and then he graduated, and I didn't see him again till like 10 years later. I was like doing comedy, and he was like in Calgary, and I saw him, and he looked like a little boy, and he had like no pubes. And then when I saw him, he looked like Keanu Reeves, and I had to like think about like match their voices because it's still weird when I see him. I'm like, what the hell?
What's happening?
Yeah.
I saw a friend in Connecticut not long ago came out to one of my shows who was like my little kid, like friend, like everyday friend.
Yeah.
And then haven't seen him in years, and he's like shaved head, and the whole thing just looks so different. You know what I mean? Like it's just odd. Yeah. Like, okay, this is adult. That.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, this guy.
You're like, oh yeah, I haven't seen in a long time. Did we do gay stuff ever when we were younger?
What's funny is one of my friends' like little brothers. He was kind of like the annoying little brother. He's only a year younger than us, but all through high school, we'd be at parties or whatever, go to his house. He came out in Charlotte. Him and his wife live in North Carolina, and they came out, and I was like, "Hey, Ricky," and he's just like a man. He's like, "I'm a teacher now."
I saw my friend Randy Relaford, who's a lawyer in Orlando last weekend, came to see me. I've seen him a couple of times. He comes out every time.
Sounds like a made-up name.
Randy Relaford.
We're just making up names. Ricky Robbins and Randy Relaford.
Randy Relaford from the Rellafordsons.
And what about Ricky Robbins? It's all alliterative, made-up names.
He's like, it's so funny for all how much I get called like racist or how much racial humor I do. Randy Relaford and Randy Bracy are my two buddies from like school, back in like grade school, that come out to see me in Orlando every time. Randy Relaford, I believe, is now the dean of law school. What? He's been a lawyer for so long. And Randy Bracy is like, you can look at, I forget what it is. He's a government. He's like in like Florida government.
See, that's what's crazy is like your friends, they're all that age.
And then there's their white scuzzball friend comes out with a bunch of juggalos to say hi to him. Hey, Randy Relaford, sorry to come into your cool, awesome black world with my dumb white bullshit.
The guy who runs the Florida government is probably okay with the race stuff.
No, right? Oh no, it's not that they have no problem with my jokes at all, nothing like that. It's just more like just so funny that like for all the you know what I mean. I'm like, your parents, man. It's like your parents would be so much happier if you came home with Randy Relaford or Randy Bracy than me. Yeah, like, they got so much better shit going on.
We when I was out in San Francisco for those two Giants games and that 49ers game, I was talking to this guy at a Giants game. Like kind of knew Katie, and Katie introduced me. And I was talking to this guy. We're the same age. We're both 39. He's a diehard 49ers fan, diehard Giants fan. We're like talking about teams growing up, and he's like talking about this, and then I start talking to the guy, and he is like a fucking CEO of a company. Like he is so beyond whatever that I was like, damn, dude, we're the same age. I feel like a little boy next year.
Yeah.
He's like, well, we bought that company, and then we're gonna sell. He works with LeBron, and he's like, well, you know, I'm in LeBron's buying group, and we like did this and this, and I was like, I
He
just
goes,
I just got a new PlayStation 5 game.
Yeah.
so our friend Katie, you tapping that?
Yeah, and I go,
Don't ask me that, sir.
that's my girlfriend, and I'll fight you.
Okay.
I'll fuck up your successful older ass.
It's so weird when someone's been a man for a long time and
Yeah.
we're just doing this.
That's what it is, because
It's
this is stunted our development as actual. It keeps us in a
That was
bubble.
Yeah.
That was the famous thing not famous thing, I guess, but that comedian documentary that I always thought was the interesting thing, about it. It was like when he was complaining that Orny Adams was complaining that
Yeah.
all of his friends now are bankers and doing this, and they have houses now, and they live in the suburbs and got nice cars, and he's like, and I'm still struggling living in a shithole apartment. He's like, yeah, but that's the gig. That's the gig you took.
What's
Like,
great is
it's
Seinfeld.
kind of like it doesn't happen right away. It's like you hopefully the thing is like what you're thinking is you're going to eventually be, hopefully, bigger than that. Than they are, like successful wise, and if not, you are always going to think you get to at least a level where you're like, well, I did what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be a banker.
I mean, like that was the hardest thing when I first started was like I might not make it and then you have to make a decision right then and there that it's going to be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, you're like, I
so far,
can do it.
So far, it hurts quite a bit, but
But the new special,
your new special coming
it's
out.
It's out right now. Make sure you
doing
go
okay.
check it out.
Doing okay numbers. We could use a push from the old Bonfire. Crackle, crackle.
Just for some old friends that might be looking it up. Yeah, dude, it's fucking stressful, man. It is very stressful, and especially in your 20s, because in your 20s you're watching your friends go from university to very well paid
Now I don't know which one that is.
I had a buddy that when I was living in a
Secondary finishing school.
I had a buddy that when I was Garape, when I was living in a windowless room in Queens and had no money, my friend bought a home in the nicer part of our old neighborhood, and I was like, "So you own this house?" And he's like, "Yeah." And I own that car, and I'm like, "Huh." I hear the train go by every time.
Yeah.
It was wild how long you lived in that house.
Do you remember when you
You were
walked?
a famous comedian living under a train with Mike Vecchione.
Yeah.
Goddamn right I was.
You guys went deep into it. You went, but you're smart.
You were
It's
saving money. I
financially
know why
smart,
you
yeah.
were doing it because you're smart.
Stack
A
cash.
totally smart thing to do, but I respected it the longer it went on.
I'm
It
surprised
was
you got as deep as you're going without being like, I'd love to stack more cash, but I can't take it anymore.
Oh, dude, Mike and I could have lived together for the rest of our lives, dude.
Yeah.
We could have been little spinsters.
It was so cute.
The 2555 dojo was very productive. We'd work, we'd eat,
one
we'd work.
bathroom, all those things.
Oh my god, I smoked a lot of weed and he put up with a lot of bullshit. But I'll tell you what, dude, that was one of the tightest dojos ever known to comedy. You stepped in there, your writing was tight, the voice work was impeccable.
And I hope you brought your own food.
Yeah, because I am not here to host.
I am not here for your goddamn eating pleasure.
You want to watch Browns 49ers? BYOF.
Sack up, order something.
We had people come over the other day before a concert. I didn't go, but I didn't put anything out.
Good for you. Welcome.
It was crazy.
Welcome to Independence.
It was wild.
We literally stopped upstairs to smoke a joint.
That's fine.
But good for you, because
Literally
normally
good.
she would have had a nice cheese plate.
You used to host me. You're one of the people, the apartments I would sleep on a couch if I was visiting town. When I got exiled to Canada, I got kicked out of America for getting arrested. And
My ex-wife was helping you
your
with the law
graffiti.
stuff now, right? Is it the graffiti?
Yeah. That's
wild.
right. That's right.
Oh yeah, weren't you putting up stickers or were you actually doing
No,
graffiti?
it was phone booth graffiti, right?
Yeah. Oh,
You were drunkenly trying to impress a chick too. Was it?
Kinda.
Yeah, right.
The kind of is
It's a
such
long
a
time ago. It's a long time ago.
It's like 12 years ago.
At
least.
Put me in the
God,
clank.
because crazy is because Graham and I were like again friends with Nate. Nate would pick us up. We'd go out.
Yeah.
Nate would always drove, so you just and then you and Nate were the older guys that did spots.
Yeah.
So Graham and I were doing bar shows, and we'd come hang out with you guys just to be at the club, have a beer at fucking the comic strip or whatever. And so all of a sudden he's just gone, and then he's like, I got arrested and I have to go back to Canada.
Yeah.
And then he would come back and just crash at my apartment.
Yeah.
He crashed at Vecchione and I. So
right.
that was when we lived with Handsome Pete.
No, it was after. You would dip an apple in peanut butter and be like, Mike, can I eat this? He'd be like, yeah, you sure can.
Yeah, dude. In 2015 after Bonnaroo, was when I started changing my diet, and I remember Lewis was like, that was when he super got into he got in Shredzo zone, as he called it.
I remember when you discovered.
And I was like, dude, apples with peanut butter? And then I was so proud. I was like, Mike, is this good? And he's like, yeah, it's good for dessert. And then Lewis came over and he's like, this peanut butter's bullshit. This is Jiffy. You you can't eat this.
All sugar.
Yeah, eat natural peanut butter. I was like, Lewis, it's the one thing I do. And he goes, you're not going to have this peanut butter anymore. I go, Lewis, Lewis brought me natural peanut butter, and he put it on top of my refrigerator. He goes, that's your peanut butter. And I was like, I like Jiffy. And he opened it up and went, and fucking hocked a loogie into my Jiffy, and then threw it in the trash. And I was like, I'm gonna go buy another one. I just went and bought another.
I would have thrown up from that.
It made me. I was like, Lewis, you're such a fucking asshole.
I talked Christina Hutch into throwing her jacket in the trash can one time, and I'm like, oh, that makes me feel like this is why me and Lewis work well together.
Yeah, Lewis, like, get rid of it. You gotta destroy.
Why'd you throw
it.
her jacket in the trash?
I don't know. We were bullying her about it looked like a little kid's jacket.
She just threw
Do
it
you remember
away?
that? We were taking a cab ride with her, and we got to throw her jacket away.
Was it just like you're doing better than this?
Yeah, we're like this is crazy.
DeRosa had my favorite when I finally started making a little bit of money. DeRosa goes, you know what bugs me about you, Soder? You buy the same shitty clothes, you just buy them a little nicer every time. And he nailed it. I've never had somebody be like, oh yeah, that's exactly what it is. But I remember Graham. Katie's blown away that I didn't own a computer from 2007 until 2011.
Oh yeah.
I just had 4 years where
Nothing.
No, I would use
No version of a computer.
I would use Vic's computer in his room, and that's when I started. That's when I started learning about YouTube. That's when I found that you could also watch Always Sunny in Philadelphia online, and that's when I started getting drunk sitting at his computer, and he had a big problem with that.
Yeah.
Because you come
Let me
home,
ask you a question.
Yeah.
Talk to me real talk.
never jerked off at his computer.
Oh,
That's how I got back in my. That's how I fucking now.
How was your line?
I would watch porn on his computer,
Okay.
and then turn it off and go to the bathroom and jerk off.
Lies.
Never jerked off at the computer.
Lies.
Yeah,
I
you're
never-
such a liar. You're lying out of your teeth right
I
now.
swear on my father's
I believe
grave,
it. I
I
believe it.
never jerked off at
You have a
Vic's
lot of anger
computer.
towards your father.
You
I don't
just
believe
get,
it.
you get all worked up and then run into your bedroom.
I go, dude,
You go, oh God, this is so hot. Okay, all right, clear history.
dude,
Out. Side.
And it's not a
Don't
joke.
go, it'll go away.
That's not a joke. I'd go to
You
lobstertube.com.
gotta go jump down.
Dude,
Pound.
you know what I'd actually do? Because he worked during the day.
I still go to
And if
lobstertube.com.
anyone
I
plays
would
this,
come in the Jiffy jar.
if anyone plays this for Vic, I'll fucking kill you. But what I would do is, as you know, I jerked off in the shower. So what I would do is,
Used to stand and talk shit to the faucet.
I would never talk shit, but I would stand.
Let me add to the mythos.
Okay, no, don't, because it makes me look like Patrick Bateman.
What are you talking
Dan
about, dude?
totally talked shit to the
Dan
phone.
No,
actually,
I don't.
You know, I actually heard Dan imports the water for his shower so he can jerk off more East
from
Coast.
Joe's Pizza.
See, make out with the water.
Kiss the water coming out. Your warm
You're
kisses.
so gentle.
So what I'd do is I'd fire the shower up, and then I'd go into Vic's room, watch porn on the computer, and then be like, click, delete, get out of here. And then I'd run back to the bathroom and be like, and then take a shower. But then Graham came over, so finally Vic was like, dude, stop using my computer. I love you. You gotta stop using it. And he worked at Fox News, and they gave him one of those little tablets, those little like laptops.
It was
Why
like
did he care if he wasn't home and he wasn't using it anyway?
I don't want anyone jerking off on my chair.
Honestly,
And then touching my mouse.
he would
and-
come
I wouldn't
home
like that
and I
either,
would be
yeah.
on it, and he would be like, I just want to go into my room, and you're in my room, and I don't want to kick you out. And so we bought a TV together. We had split the TV, and he said, why don't I buy you out on the TV, and I can take the TV, and then I'll give you this little laptop.
It was
This,
like, it was like a net surf.
it was like a tiny.
Yeah.
I had one of those. Yeah,
An
a
Acer?
netbook.
Acer.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
yeah.
was an
Acer
Acer
netbook.
It was like an Acer netbook. That's exactly
Yeah,
what it was.
netbook.
Yep.
And I remember Graham and I did.
Christine was rocking an Acer when I met her.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I moved when I moved to New York. I moved here with my Samsung Alias and nothing else.
So it was just
And
this
no
tiny.
computer, no nothing.
It was so small. It was such a tiny thing. And Graham and I were doing Woodshed WrestleMania at the Creek. He was Bobby Heenan and I was Andre the Giant. And so he came over to we were going to get in our costumes and then ride the 7 over. And he walked in and I was writing it up my laptop, but I was sitting on a little stool on this little laptop on this big wooden table. And I've never seen anybody. Vecchione opened the door for Graham, and when Graham saw me typing on the little thing, he fell out laughing where it delayed us by like 20 minutes because he was like, what is that? Was that a bit? Did you mean to do that?
He looked like when a clown goes on a tiny bicycle.
I was just in this tiny little laptop on my
little
tiny
Acer.
stool.
Yeah.
I was like, I got some good stuff, Graham.
Oh, Graham K. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with
Oh,
us, man.
thanks for having me. And
Check out the special, everybody.
yeah, it's
Graham fucking rules.
free on YouTube. I'm very proud of it. Self-produced it. I think it looks great.
Go
The
support
jokes
Graham
are very
K.
good.
Live in a bowling alley. Molly.
tweeted out the link, so it's on our Twitter,
Oh,
too.
thanks.
Yeah,
Appreciate
at the
it, guys.
Bonfire SXM for the tweet.
Thanks for having me.
Go support.
We
Follow
love
me on
doing it.
Instagram,
Very, very
Mr.
funny.
Graham K. Graham like the cracker, K-A-Y. That's all I got. Bye-bye.
Yeah, Graham fucking rules. We're going to take our last break, come back, and then say goodbye because that's all the time we have for. Our Pandora playlists are up. Bonfire merch available at
You don't have to
bonfiremerch.com.
read any of this. It was just for the Graham thing.
Okay, bigjcomedy.com, dansoder.com. Yeah.
It's the Bonfire.
Yes.
You've been listening to SiriusXM's Bonfire. New episodes every Tuesday through Friday mornings and full shows always on SiriusXM.